The person we chose as our Kiva candidate is Bikande from Rwanda. Bikande needs $10,000 for a new coffee washing machine. This will bring him and other people out of poverty. But before we tell you more about Bikande, we'll tell you about how people in Rwanda got into poverty in the first place. Now, using the 5 P's listed here, we'll tell you how Rwanda got into poverty, starting with the past. Rwanda's past was a past to remember. First, Rwanda, the gray state in this picture, was a colony owned by Belgium. This means that they were not able to establish their own government and they were losing resources as Belgium was taking them. This is a big part in why Rwanda is in poverty. Rwanda eventually broke free from Belgium in 1962. On top of this, there was a war going on between the Hutu and the Tutsis, a religious war. Over the next several years, many Tutsis were killed, and this led to a rebel group named the RPF being formed. This stands for the Rwandan Patriotic Front. This religious war eventually started a civil war inside Rwanda. The civil war then led to genocide in 1994, and thousands of people were killed. Just imagine how this affected their population, their economy, their government. This basically put Rwanda into a huge rebuilding situation. This is a big reason why Rwanda went into poverty.
The P politics has greatly impacted Rwanda's poverty positively. The current leader of Rwanda is President Paul Kagame. He won by 93% of the vote. The voting age in Rwanda is the same as the US, at 18 years old. Paul has a lot of power over his country, assisted by a multi-party cabinet and a prime minister. Paul has done a lot of positive things for Rwanda. For example, he has lifted 1 million people out of poverty. Impressively, he has also been able to increase their GDP by 8%. Another great thing that he has done is from 2000 to 2010, he was able to decrease the maternal mortality rate by 55%. Finally, he has been able to increase the households with access to electricity by 400%. These results show how Rwanda is innovating and really coming out of poverty. The next P that I'll be talking about is peace. Rwanda has had a fair share of wars. Some of their major wars are the First Congo War, which lasted from 1996 to 1997. Second Congo War, which lasted from 1998 to 2002. Some of the smaller wars include the Window Destruction, the Six-Day War in Kizangania, and the Eastern Congo Offensive. The longest war took place from 1990 to 1994. This war is their civil war, which is known as the genocide. Although the other wars contributed to Rwanda's poverty, the civil war threw the hammer down. During the genocide, 800,000 people were killed, and this caused a state of reconstruction. Rebuilding is a costly project, and when you already spent so much money on war, it really kills your economy. This in turn caused many people to be unable to pay for school fees, clothes, medication, food, and quality living conditions.
All throughout Rwanda, there is a population of over 12 million people. Almost all of them belong to one of the three ethnic groups called Hutu, Tutsi, and Twa. In addition, Rwandans speak the languages Kinyarwanda, French, English, or Swahili. The average life expectancy of Rwandans is 63 years old. A factor that lowers their life expectancy is their health, which can deteriorate by one of the many diseases that thrives in Rwanda, such as malaria. Rwandans receive a basic education to advance off of, but many people do not move further to get a degree from college or anything like that. Despite not getting a college education, there is a very high literacy rate in Rwanda. All in all, poverty is caused by people in the country of Rwanda. This is so because they do not have a high-quality education that can open up new and better job opportunities that pay at or above minimum wage. Our candidate, Bukandi, deserves the money because of poverty from people. This is so because people in his community most likely do not have an education and may rely on Bikandi in the future to make money and have a job in his business. Rwanda is in Central Africa, right off the equator, and is surrounded by the countries Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Rwanda has 2 rainy seasons and mountains that have a mild temperature with possible snow and frost. Rwanda has gold, tin ore, wolframite, methane, hydropower, and arable land for resources, but absolutely no coastline. The diseases of Rwanda include malaria, typhoid fever, dengue fever, and numerous others. Place causes poverty in Rwanda because some resources in Rwanda are not very plentiful all throughout where people live. Vakani deserves the money because of poverty that is due to their place and location. This is so because people who are in poverty around him most likely do not live by mines or areas filled with resources. Instead, after the money we donate to Bikandi is put to good use, they can work in his business and make money and get out of poverty.
The P that has affected Rwanda the most is the past, because the past gave Rwanda no chance to industrialize, establish government, and affected the ability to grow a strong economy. This was due to war, genocide, and Rwanda being a colony. Imagine having that past. Of course people will be in poverty if that happens to you.
If Bikandi gets the loan, he can create an additional 40 jobs to make money off of and get out of poverty. His business has been profitable lately, meaning he can be relied on to give quality coffee to local communities and paying companies. Bikandi started his business in 2009, so we know that people in his area trust him for good coffee and have kept paying him for the past 6 years. In conclusion, this loan will help him get out of poverty and will help 40 other people also to get out of poverty.
Let me just say that again. He will help 40 other people out of poverty.